What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about ACH, Alchemy Pay today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. It is the 7th day of October, and here we are sitting at about 1.83 cents, 5 days, 7 hours left in the week. It's about like 6.5 hours left, actually. We haven't talked about ACH in a while, but on the bright side, it really hasn't done much in a while. It's just been kind of boring into the downside. Some people are probably wondering, have I given up on it? Is there still hope? I think there's a lot of hope. I think it's going to be moving up a lot. ACH is continuing to develop and working and all that stuff. It's a sleeper. And in my experience, what little experience I have, this is my third bull market in crypto. And I say little experience, I'm not being facetious there. I mean it. Like even if I've been around in crypto since the beginning, crypto's still very new. We're all learning still. So when I say little experience, the little experience that I have in these markets, and the markets themselves are very little experienced. Typically, it's the coins that are solid projects, that have good fundamentals going for them, that have good communities and investors, diamond hand investors, that are under the radar, that nobody's talking about. Those are the ones that rip the hardest, typically. And ACH, I think, clearly is in some form of accumulation. I think this is a very clear accumulative phase. Higher lows overall, bit of a flat top. Sure, you haven't returned to the upside. Sure, it's been a bit disappointing, but it's always those coins that are under the radar that when they pump, it's like, oh, I heard about ACH. I remember whenever it was in the height. Damn, I looked into it. I thought it was a good project. I told myself I'd buy some, but I never did. I never pulled the trigger because when it was the best time to pull the trigger, you were focused chasing things that were up 60% in a month. You know what I mean? Instead of buying things at the low. And ACH is likely, I think, going to break out of this range overall. Again, the thought here is that you have a 1, 2, 3 top, a triple top. If and when you get back up here, that'll be the stamp of approval you need to know that you're breaking out, because there's no such thing as a quadruple top. Okay, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen, right? You're likely going to break out to the upside and see dramatic. I mean, whenever you break out of this, which has been going on since February of 2023, you're likely going to see a massive result coming from that, right? Like it's not going to be something short. You're not going to break out and it's going to be like this, and then down. No, that's not it. No. You've been waiting all this time to see something with some strength to it, okay? Looking at this on the 1 hour time frame, we're talking about the long-term stuff, or not really the long-term stuff, but talking about the overall perspective, I suppose, of ACH as far as price action goes. We're going to zoom way the hell in now, and then we're going to zoom back out. Looking at the 1 hour time frame, you can see here on Coinbase you have a little gap, so likely you even have a gap right there too. Are there other gaps? There's probably some gaps, going back here even. Wouldn't be surprised. I don't see them. Let's just see. I'm actually kind of curious because I like to know where my gaps are. Oh, look, there's a gap up there. It might have been filled though, actually. Looking at it, to be fair. Gaps. If you guys hear a baby crying, that's because I have a newborn baby. Well, she's like 2 months old now, actually. So I don't know. Is that still a newborn? I don't know. She's 2 months born. Anyways, 1 hour time frame here. Couldn't really find any other gaps. I'm sure if we looked hard enough we could, but I don't want to bore you guys. Lower lows in the RSI, lower lows in the price. That's okay. Very volatile, right? You're getting oversold, overbought, oversold, overbought, oversold. Definitely volatile. Stochastics look like they want to come up. RSI is at a low point, probably one of the lowest points you've been at in a while. While being at a low point here, it's as if you've broken out. It's as if you broke out of this range, but then you stopped. This is prime setup for a fake out. And if it is a fake out, you should be reverting back to the upside in no time at all. I'm looking at this on a 4 hour time frame here. Lower lows in the RSI, lower lows in the price as well. Very solid candle body down. Let's see if this 4 hour can close here or higher. That would look really good, I think. Closing around this area is a perfect area to bounce. You've bounced in this area a few times, haven't you? Just above, just below, whatever. Even back here, bouncing in the same area back here. You do like to find support in this zone. Stochastics, whenever they get this far away from the orange line, typically when the blue line gets this far away from the orange line, typically you do come back up. By the time the orange line comes down, you're already crossed up and you're moving up. So that really could have been it. I'm actually pretty confident that you don't go lower in the price for ACH here for Alchemy Pay. There's a few things that outline that, right? I mean, first off, right there, prior resistance closed right there at the low. Prior resistance right there, finding support there. If we're looking at this from a low to a high, I wouldn't be surprised if this was right at your 382. Okay, not at your 382, but right at your 0.5, low to high. Right there at your 0.5. A lot of cryptos have actually shown significance on their 0.5 lately. Perfect area to find support. If I'm wrong and you go lower, 1.78 cents to 1.77 cents would likely be the area to find support at the golden ratio there. You would likely move down there, but I don't think I'll be wrong. I think that you are going to move up higher. Looking at this on the MACD, you're right at an area to bounce, being at the zero line here. Typically, you scoop that zero, and then you come up and you find support there. Beautiful. Daily time frame here. You do have this setup for like a double bottom, don't you? Now, as I said, quadruple tops aren't a thing, and neither are quadruple bottoms, right? But thankfully, you don't have a quadruple bottom here. I would say this is more of like a triple bottom in this area, right? It might even be, to some degree, like the three. What did we call this? We call this like the trident of truth, because it's like a three peaks. You've got like a peak here, and then a peak here. These peaks on the outside are like symmetrical, and then this one's always a little bit through. It's actually a bullish setup. We've seen it happen. We identified it once with Bitcoin and with Bitcoin Cash, and both times it worked out very well. It almost kind of looks like that three peaks pattern. I don't know what to call it, but you are finding support in areas that you found support before. Daily time frame RSI neutral at the moment with a bearish lean to it, but neutral to be fair. Stochastics are bullish, interestingly enough, and then the MACD is kind of sad overall, but I think that if you can get above this zero, that'd be very good to launch the price higher. Last time that you crossed above the zero, you went from these prices all the way up to about like double these prices. The time before that, when you crossed above the zero, you did the same thing. The time before that, you did even more. I would think you've had two duds in a row. I think you're overdue for something that's a little bit more, and you're probably going to reach these higher limits of this overall phase that you've been in since February of 2023. So 5 cents and beyond. I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of October you're at like 6 cents or even higher. You're at 1.8 cents now, and I know Alchemy Pay has been boring. I know what I'm saying here. By the end of the month, guys, you're going to be up in this area or higher. That's my expectation. If not, we might have to have a different conversation, okay? But it depends too, right? If Alchemy Pay is lagging, but the rest of the market is too, we give you a bit of a pass, okay? If the rest of the market's taken off by the end of the month and Alchemy Pay still hasn't done anything, we might have a different discussion. Maybe you're not doing anything for a reason, right? Maybe it's not a good reason. We might have a different discussion. But I don't think that's what's it, right? Just because I'm saying that, don't get scared, don't get panicky. Please don't go panicking. Weekly time frame. Weekly RSI is very neutral. Overall, actually very bullish, right? Which further amplifies the idea here that, or exemplifies the idea that you are in a phase of accumulation, that you are going to break out to the upside. I very much believe that. Stochastics are a little bit bearish, and that's okay. But you do have higher lows going overall. No lower lows. That's okay, whatever. No bullish divergence, but bullish convergence. Hopefully you bounce here. This is an area that you've actually bounced a lot in your stochastics, to be fair. The MACD, higher lows. No lower lows there. No bullish divergence, right? So the MACD and the stochastics are bearish, while the RSI is kind of neutral, yet with a bullish leaning to it. Depends on what you do from here. Again, you know, if you don't make a move here soon, then that could be problematic. But I think that you will. Right? If we make any moves down lower, that would also be problematic. But depending on what we do, I'll keep you guys updated. I promise you, if something exciting happens one way or another, I will be making a video. I don't care if it's just the good times. I don't care if it's the rough times. I'll be here, and I'll let you guys know what my thoughts are. We haven't really talked about ACH for a while, other than like on live stream requests, because it really has been boring. But I have a feeling it's going to be very exciting here pretty soon, and we're at a crucial moment now where, like, really throughout this whole range, this is probably one of the more prime areas to buy. So not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I think it is a good buy here. I want to talk about the prospects that this thing has, and then we'll wrap the video up, okay? Looking at ACH from a market cap perspective, Alchemy Pay is worth about $176 million in market cap volume. $20 million in the past 24 hours as volume goes as well. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's good. That's good volume to your market cap ratio. That's like just over 10%. Nice to see. ACH in these boring times getting just over 10% volume according to your market cap. That's great. Do I want to take that high to low? I think I want to take that high. You know, I don't want to take that high to low. I want to take this high to low. High here to low here. Okay. Golden ratio, golden ratio, golden ratio. Something's got to give, man. I've never seen 4 golden ratio rejections in a row. It just doesn't happen. I don't think I've seen 3 in a lot. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy stuff. When you break this, I wouldn't be surprised if not only did you did you not stop here, like blasting through? But if you just went straight up to new all-time highs altogether, right? Typically, when you get above your golden ratio, right, you do this, you'd expect you go to your 786, 886, and maybe you do that exact thing. But with this much resistance, maybe you're just so pent up, you're going to go here or higher. You can see some immense movement. I mean it, guys. I started the video off saying this because this is a genuine point to make here, and we're all going to learn it. If you haven't learned it yet, you're going to this cycle. If you have learned it before but you've forgotten, you will be painfully reminded. It's the boring coins that end up being the winners, right? It's the ones with strong fundamentals that are building, that they don't care what the price is doing. They're still doing their thing. They're still solvent and building and becoming more productive members of the crypto community. Those are the ones that shine the brightest, the ones that have no attention on them. And by the time they have attention on them, get out. Get out and then move somewhere else maybe. But this one, it'll probably have plenty of attention to it whenever it gets to new all-time highs. Maybe don't get out there. You got a lot of damage to do to the upside. But again, the idea here, just looking at your fibs, the first target area to consider would be the 786, 886. Okay, when we break out, this could be end of October. This could be end of year. I don't know. Depending on where you are, that'll really determine how high you go by the end of the cycle. I think by the end of the cycle, looking at you now, Alchemy Pay, assuming what the average crypto does, I would assume your minimum target would be 42 cents, minimum. I really think you have a solid chance of seeing $1.30 and beyond. Absolutely, you have a chance of seeing beyond that, right? Alchemy Pay being at $176 million, a 10x puts you at $1.7 billion, 100x puts you at $17 billion, right? So a multi-100x, 200x would be like 35, 34 billion. You could see more than that. You could definitely see, but somewhere around there. I think a 200x would probably be the max of what we could see. Does that line up with anything? Yeah, that lines up right here with $3.05, $4. You could go higher, but hitting $10 is kind of pushing it. And I think that if you were to hit that target, you would have already progressed to higher prices by now. Not that crazy things can't happen. We've seen crazy things happen, but with this kind of a market cap, probably not. I feel pretty confident in saying $1.30 to $4.40 by the end of the cycle, somewhere in there. That's where I think Alchemy Pay will go. Bare minimum, 42 cents, okay? Bare minimum for Alchemy Pay, 42 cents. Unless something bad happens, unless it's been building and it doesn't matter and this thing drops. I don't know. I don't think that happens, though. Minimum target by the end of October, I would think, would be your golden ratio zone. But likely you see something around 9 cents to 12 cents. Okay, that's my expectation, 9 cents to 12 cents. Then going into the end of the year, you should be pushing for new all-time highs. And again, I could be wrong. You've got a lot of pent-up aggression. Maybe you just rip right through the roof. Maybe by the end of the month, we're looking at this thing, it's already above 20 cents. I don't know. You don't know, nobody knows. Crazy things can happen. You have a crazy phase of accumulation here. Look at the movements you've seen before. You think I'm lying to you? Imagine we're down here and I was like, oh, you guys, you don't know, man. By the beginning of August, we could be at new all-time highs. We could be up at a whole 14x. Down here, it seems crazy, but dude, you did it. You did from the same prices you're at now. Within that week, you're all the way up at your all-time highs. Trust me when I tell you, it could be by the end of this month that you're at new all-time highs. I'm not trying to say that to butter the bread. I'm not saying that's my prediction. Let's be clear. I would be surprised to some degree. I wouldn't be surprised in the degree of it being just how crypto moves. Crypto's crazy. I wouldn't be surprised because you have a massive accumulation phase. But my call, if that was my call, I'd let you know. So in that sense, it's not my call. I would be surprised if we saw new all-time highs by the end of October. But at the same time, it wouldn't be too surprising to move up at that robust pace because we've done it before and this is crypto and you've got a massive accumulative phase. My call, though, to be very clear, to try to make it clear, is 12 to 9 cents by the end of October, if not sometime in early November. Okay. We're looking for targets that are at 12 cents or higher by the end of the year. If we're here by the end of the year, that hurts your chances of seeing $1.30. If we're here by the end of the year, that ups your chances of seeing $3 or more. You understand what I'm saying, right? So let's just wait and see where we are by the end of October, where we are by the end of the year, and we'll go from there, right? Determining where these all-time highs are. I have a feeling that you'll be somewhere in this area here, and I have a feeling that by the end of October, you'll be somewhere in this area as well. Okay, minimum here. Minimum, you're going to explode to some degree, but I would think you have higher to go. Anyways, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all. Take care. Bye-bye.